Oh my. Steve, this episode takes place 40 years in the past. 40.
Yeah, I wish I was.
You're old, Steve.
I know. I wish I was 40 right now. Like, it's.
Dude, totally. I do too.
I remember when I used to think 40 was old.
Oh, I agree.
No, I wish I was 40.
Oh, man, I was climbing the stairs today in my left knee. And I don't have a real injury. I don't play sports. But, I've been injured. Ultimate Frisbee injuries. But, my knee feels weird coming up the steps tonight.
They were college radio DJs during the 90s. They helped expose the bands like Nirvana, Pavement, and P.T. Harvey to the masses. They went to the shows, interviewed musicians, and reviewed albums. They worked security at concerts, and one even did load-in for fish shows. Now they're dads. Whether you want to explore the lesser known music or take a trip down memory lane, tune into the new Dad Rock. From deep cuts by familiar artists, cult musicians who never earned their dues, and everything in between. The new Dad Rock stands in line.
So we're going to talk about 1984 tonight, and it's going to be awesome.
Wait, is this George Orwell's 1984?
Is it George Orwell's 1984, or is it Van Halen's 1984?
Ooh, I like what you did there.
We're going to find out tonight on the new Dad Rock.
Do you know that David Bowie was trying to put together a 1984 stage play, but he couldn't get the rights from George Orwell's wife?
I did not know this.
And those songs became some of the songs on Diamond Dogs.
Very interesting, because Diamond Dogs came out in, 1973 or so?
Yeah, which makes way more sense. You're going to put on a play called 1984 before 1984, because that's badass. Putting on a play called 1984 now in 2024 seems sort of like, just boring. Like Johnny Tremaine or The Scarlet Letter.
Or it's like in 2020-ish when Ted Lasso had a group of characters called the Diamond Dogs.
By the way, today, or not today, but yesterday was the first day I put that together. That's what it's from, right? No, I swear to you, I'm not a Bowie fan, but I'm reading the book and I finally get to Diamond Dogs. I'm like, oh my God. So I go to my phone and I look on the phone and it's them, because the Diamond Dogs. I was like, oh. So just very quickly, 21 Pilots is one of my sons, Milo's, my youngest son's, 11 years old now, favorite bands. He loves Ride and Stressed Out and blah, blah, blah. And so it's one of the two bands. Imagine Dragons is the other. Also came out with a new single this last week. But 21 Pilots, I think, came out with their 7th album. They actually won Most Dedicated Fan Base in 2016 or something. But they're goofballs, and they do a live stream on the Thursday night that it comes out. They're in Ohio, I believe. So I happen to be awake, and at 12 o'clock I go in, and they're just literally downstairs. And they're making chocolate chip cookies, and we made a video for every song on this album. And they just filmed it over the last year. They wrote the songs. It's two guys, and they're friends. It's literally them and 2 or 3 awesome friends, obviously. And they just recorded all these videos of just weird things they did that happened, and they were really good. But they for 2 hours they're online playing all their songs off the new album for free on YouTube, live streaming with a video for each song. It was amazing.
Sounds excellent, and sounds like a good way to give back to their fans.
Most Dedicated Fan Base. All right, cool. What's up with you?
I've actually been listening to a bunch of new stuff that has come out. I will say very quickly, Arab Strap, who we talked about a couple years ago when their last album came out in the episode 30-ish range. They have a new album called, and this is the title, I'm Totally Fine With It and I Don't Give a Fuck Anymore, by Arab Strap. For those of you who don't know, these are 2 Scottish gentlemen who I had the pleasure to interview back in cool. 2003 when I worked for Splendid Easy. And they're on their, I honestly don't even know, call it 8th-ish album. And they took a hiatus, and this is their second one back from their decade-plus long hiatus. And I just want to highlight Allotness and Bliss were the 2 early singles that they had put out there. And I think, Keith, you might have mentioned them a couple weeks ago. And then there are 2 other songs I want to mention. Summer Season, which gives you a real taste of the lasciviousness, the lecherousness, the deep thoughts inside of a perverted male's mind as he's walking down the street in the summer. So the song Summer Season is good with that. And then to play with their image a bit, because they are actually pretty forward thinkers. They're not total Neanderthals. They have this other song called Sociometer Blues, and it sounds like a love song to this lover that he hates, but it's really about his phone and social media. So those are two pretty clever songs. They've got two guys, basic electronic beat, some lead guitars, not angry like the Sleaford Mods, who's a similar setup. Yeah. But these guys, they're. I always say they're not for everyone, but I've been a big fan of them for going on 20 years, and their new album is pretty strong.
They're awesome. I love his voice, and then the more I read about him when they came out with this new album, I like that they were always sort of a little off or a little ahead of their time.
So that's new. And then also new, kind of in that electronic vein, is Haunted Plasma. So Haunted Plasma is this is a new supergroup formed of industrial and black metal artists from Finland. And it includes Juho Van Hanen, who is also known as June Hiss from Oranssi Pazuzu, who you all know I love. But it's like black metal, industrial. If you like Rammstein, this would definitely be up your alley, or even a Nine Inch Nails fan would like this. They sing in English, which is unlike Oranssi Pazuzu, and it's also clean vocals, so none of the growling. If you like the concept of Oranssi Pazuzu, want to make it a little bit more industrial, and you want to have clean vocals in English, Haunted Plasma is out as of May 31st. That came out. And speaking of Oranssi Pazuzu, they have a new album coming out. A date hasn't been released as of yet, but they have put out one song, and I have no idea what to make of it. It's
that's awesome.
If you listen to the last song on their last album, it's in that direction, but it's tantalizing.
Don't even.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the last thing you said?
It's tantalizing.
Oh, tantalizing. Oh, that's a good word. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't give any description at all. No, it's perfect. Yeah. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
So oldies but goodies. Bet you didn't know there's a new Idaho album that came out today.
Idaho. I remember that band. I had no idea that they were still a going concern.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm sorry. They did have an album. It's called Lapse. Okay. The last album was 2011, so that's 13 years ago.
That's quite a lapse.
Yeah. The first album that we listened to was in 1993. Do you remember the name of the first Idaho album?
I don't, but I remember the
cover.
No matter how hard you try to be.
Oh, I stumped you finally because I didn't put it in the script. I mean, I put the question in the script, but I didn't give the answer in the script.
Yeah, I can totally picture it. It's got Idaho written in red. It's kind of brownish.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
I can picture it, but I can't come up with a name.
Okay, it's 3 words. I'll give you the first word. Yeah. Year 3 words.
Year after year.
Very good. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I knew
you're a winner. You're a champion.
I can see it.
Okay. Totally tangential question. What type of music do you think they're called? Like subgenre, maybe even subgenre, but subgenre.
Slowcore.
Dude! I'm looking at my phone at the Wikipedia site, and the picture I took to remember this was what Idaho was a key band in the 1990s. Slowcore genre. You are awesome. I can't believe you let me on your podcast.
This is exciting. So listeners, this is truly happening live. not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but
I believe you. No, I know where you are. You're in your garage. You have no chance.
Yeah. So we barely have internet out here. So speaking of old bands, and I'm going to hit this really quick because we've been playing a lot of new music this week. Hawkwind, which I know you hate, and they're a band that time has forgot. They've been around since the 60s. They were around pre-Lemmy. Like Lemmy was a later joiner of their band.
Totally. He was the bass tech, or guitar tech, right?
Then he had an entire career in Motorhead and pop culture and has since passed away. He's been gone for almost a decade at this point. Hawkwind is still going. Dave Brock is the main guy. He's 82 years old. The album is called...
82?
The album is called Stories from Time and Space, and they have something like 40 albums. I've dipped in and tasted experiences all through their career, and I have to say honestly, from my perspective, this is one of their better albums. I fully can listen to it non-ironically.
No way.
100%, and it's lyrically he's looking at time. Our lives can't.
He's 82.
Our lives can't last forever is the name of the first song on the album. But there's one other song that I want to mention. It's called "Till I Found You," and they kind of pulled a new Dad Rock when we did that Sparks and Nirvana episode where we put the same episode out 2 weeks in a row with just a different name. So these guys, they put out the song on this current album, "Till I Found You," and on their previous album called "The Future Never Waits" from last year, so they're still prolific. They have a song called "Outside of Time," and it's not the exact same recording, but it's essentially the same song with the same lyrics, slightly different.
Oh, that's cool. I appreciate that.
So Hawkwind, Stories from Time and Space. I'm not kidding. Like, check this out if you like rock music. And this is just a band that time has forgotten.
Oh man! By the way, doing the 80s has been fun. I've been listening to the playlist. I go Tidal. That's the app I use, and I type in the year 1983, 1984. I click it and it gives me stuff. Then I click on playlist, gives me a category, and I click on the first 1984 playlist, and it's phenomenal. And I'm realizing two things now, because now I'm coming of age. I'm coming of memories I still have, or feelings at least. I'm 10, 11 years old. It's 1984, and there's all these songs I know that I don't listen to now, but I can like literally sing the lyrics to. And the stuff from 1984 that I listen to now, I didn't listen to then because it was like on the edges. So I'm basically listening to like, I think Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride came out that year.
Okay.
Remember that song?
Yeah.
October 1984. And I'm pretty sure Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride, still one of my most inspirational songs, was a big song on the radio back then. Because that's how I heard music, on the radio.
On the radio. On the radio. Well, I have to tell you, in 1984, I was full on buying cassettes. And some of the cassettes that I bought in 1984 included Scorpions' Love at First Sting, Van Halen 1984, what a way to kick off the year, as well as Dio, The Last in Line, and of course, Iron Maiden, Powerslave.
Powerslave? Iron Maiden?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah,
Dude, do we have a new segment called What's Going On with the Maiden?
Instead of What's Going On with the Gizzard?
Totally. That was the 70s, man. That's when the Gizzard mattered. Now it's Maiden. It's the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Maiden was the band of the 80s, and I still love them. But, like, King Gizzard, what are they up to? They're on tour of Europe right now.
I did not ask.
And they have played in these European shows unreleased songs from their upcoming album. So
that's awesome.
Pretty exciting stuff from the King Gizzard.
Wait, Steve, are you a Goose fan? Have you heard Goose at all? Can you stand any of their songs?
Goose or Geese?
No, Goose, the fish, the second derivative of the Grateful Dead.
I've heard enough to know I've heard enough. And I prefer swans to geese, which I think we covered.
All right, so it's 1984, man. So what did you listen to in 84?
Well, I just told you all the tapes that I bought. I'll add Rush, Grace Under Pressure to that. But yeah, Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Dio. Like I remember buying Dio, The Last in Line, and Powerslave at the same time at the mall.
Okay, so
yeah, I had full on been converted in 83 into full on metal. So 84, like the lightest thing I listened to was like Rush or Van Halen. It was all definitely getting heavier and heavier. You know, I was probably getting into Ozzy at the time, Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith came out, Judas Priest in 84. So it was, for me at this point, it was all metal all the time. I wanted to grow a mullet, but my parents wouldn't let me.
I'm sort of impressed by all this. Like, do you think metal's your punk music?
I guess, except for the punk music I listen to.
Well, I'm thinking like new wave is my punk or my metal. It's like the thing in high school-ish. Maybe it's later, but
yeah, I definitely listen to more metal than punk. That's definitely for sure.
But were you ever considered a dirtbag?
No, because I was like in the honors classes and I dressed nicely, and if anything, I hung out with skaters more than.
Oh, you're a skater. I mean, sorry, yeah.
Nobody called me a skater, but I hung it. That's who I hung out with.
Were you a preppy?
No, like I went to a big high school, so there was, various striations. In the 80s, in 1984, hard rock, as we described, was the pop music of the time. I'm sorry. Like, you look at the number one album of the year of 1984. It was what? Do you know?
Yeah. Is it Why Doves Cry? Is it Purple Rain?
Purple Rain. Yeah. Purple Rain. But think about Prince shredding that guitar. Like the Let's Go Crazy guitar solo and Purple. That was a rock album. 1984 is rock. ZZ Top is all of these things from 80. I mean, Iron Maiden was huge. They were the first Western band to play behind the Iron Curtain with like their full on set. They brought Eddie and, explosions to Poland and Yugoslavia. And, back in the day when that was the thing, like the Iron Curtain was a real thing. You couldn't go to the communist world.
I didn't remember this, and this is a thing I might have missed. Was Weird Al Yankovic came out with 3D. This album is probably the most pivotal album in my life in the sense that I think it was the first album. It's embarrassing because he's playing popular songs, so it shows my pop side, but they're stupid and ridiculous, which just shows my patheticness. And, oh my God, I performed, I think it was fourth grade with Mrs. K. No, I think it was fifth grade with Mrs. Morrison. Because my friend did California Girls by David Lee Roth, which was recorded in 84, but released in January of 85. But basically, I did a skit to Theme from Rocky 13, which is a Weird Al Yankovic song from In 3D. It's Eye of the Tiger.
The Eye of the Kaiser.
Yeah, man, you know it. Dude, you're totally right. That was my first on-stage presentation. Was I dressed up as a cook with a chef hat and what's that called? A thing that makes sure you don't get dirty? An apron. and with boxing gloves, and I did this whole routine. Okay, so I think I was the third song, right? So this is fifth grade, Mrs. Martian. My best friend, Chris Staley. He did California Girls by David Lee Roth. And there was 5 girls on the stage fifth graders dressed in bathing suits.
That is amazing. Kudos to you.
1984. It was 40 years ago.
It was definitely a different time.
40 years ago.
Did you have cigarettes in class too?
Oh my God, dude. Do you remember those like candy cigarettes? You'd buy them from the ice.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this in 3D Weird Al. Like the first song is "Eat It," which is his take on "Beat It." "Midnight Star" is that "Lucky Star" from Madonna.
Dude, he's doing songs from the previous year, the best songs. Yeah, he's like karaoke.
"I Lost on Jeopardy," which was Greg Kihn. I love Our Loves in Jeopardy.
I Lost on Jeopardy.
"King of Suede," The Police, "King of Pain," and then one I still will I love to make playlists, but if you're ever making a summertime playlist and you want to have a little fun, play Buy Me a Condo on there, because it sounds like a regular innocuous reggae song until you listen to the lyrics, and it's amazing. And so that's
I don't remember that song. Wow. I'm going to listen tonight. Something I learned researching this year for this episode was that, I don't know, I think a bunch of the albums of the bands that I listen to, these are the albums they reference as influential albums for them, came out in 84. The Replacements, Let It Be.
Yep.
Minutemen's Double Nickels on the Dime. Husker Du's Zen Arcade. Huge album. Is that like a double album?
I'm not sure. It's a concept album, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, I mean, I think I got through Columbia Records. So I got for a penny or $20, depending on what they were charging. By the way, the amount, after you bought 10 CDs for a penny, if you're paying $15 in the 90s for a CD, that's like $100 now.
Yeah.
No, that's literally like $45.
Yeah.
That was a lot of money. So they totally played you. But
and now we spend $14.99 a week or a month.
Yeah, yeah. The free market's interesting.
Yeah.
So an album I never listened to, but that came out in 1984, is the Smiths' debut album.
I got into the Smiths last year. Didn't we kind of do an episode or start to do an episode or not? I mean, we did the Johnny Marr episode last year.
Oh yeah. Johnny Marr is phenomenal. That's exactly right. That's an album that was hugely influential for New Wave, and all the girls group that I wanted to join was the Smiths. They loved that. But like, I didn't listen to this in 84. I listened to it in 2023, or you know what I mean.
And what you listened to was probably what's their greatest hits album called?
Louder Than Bombs?
Yeah, Louder Than Bombs, which is kind of their greatest hits. Whereas the Smiths, their first album, the self-titled one, only has still, like, if you look back at it, a couple songs that are in the zeitgeist, as I like to say, like This Charming Man.
Yeah, no, it's certainly their last album, which is where where people remember the songs and they're more famous. Like, they were only getting better. They should not have broken up. Like that, I just hate when the artist can't keep it together for the band.
You were mad at Bauhaus a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, I mean, damn, but maybe that's how you're good, right? Like, it's kind of like those relationships that are fraught with chaos create the best art.
There you go, man.
This.
Just... And just like Bruce Dickinson and Steve Harris, they butted heads in Iron Maiden. But,
oh my God, so few people are going to get that reference.
So 84.
Phenomenal.
My thesis is that heavy metal is pop music at this point, and I would be remiss if we didn't mention this undercurrent that I've only just picked up on as we've been researching these episodes, is the complete inappropriateness of pop music songs. So we talked about She's a Beauty by the Tubes last time. It was basically going to a peep show. The one I'll highlight this week is,
It's Hot for the Teacher.
It wasn't even Hot for Teacher. That's another inappropriate one. And you got to love the when Ween covers that song. But no, from the classic movie Zoolander, Relax, Don't Do It.
Frankie from Hollywood.
Frankie goes to Hollywood. He's not from Hollywood. That's where he was going. But
dude, it's a different Frankie in my memory.
But the song, look at the lyrics and figure out what it's about. It ended up being banned in the UK because
really,
it's about loving yourself, and it's very explicit about it, and they're not beating around the bush in this song.
Okay,
I guess they are.
That's exactly what they're doing. All right, so Steve, I'm going to take it home. 1984, man. Okay. We're going to play Over and Out. Who's the singer of What's Love Got to Do with It?
What's Love? Tina.
Yeah, okay.
Tina Turner.
Footloose?
Kenny Loggins.
Against All Odds.
Phil Collins.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot of yacht rock here. What's up, Ella?
No. It's 84. Hello.
Oh, Lionel Richie, dude.
Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yes, 90125. Boom.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, Roy something Jr. And it's
Ray
not,
Parker Jr. I give you that. All
I
right,
was like
Karma
Roy
Chameleon.
Wood Jr.
No, that's
not
fine.
it. But that song,
Karma Chameleon. Karma.
Culture Club.
All right, this is good. All night long.
All night. What the hell
Who's
is
that?
Yeah. Is it?
Did you said it already?
Is it Lionel again?
Yeah, it's Lionel again. All right. Okay. If you get this one, I might pay you for some of the hosting costs of the New Dad Rock. Let's hear it for the boy. You have no chance. If you fucking get this,
Let's
it'd
hear
be
it
the
for
greatest
boy.
accomplishment of your life. No.
It won't be the greatest accomplishment of my life.
No, it'd be pretty good. I know you have 3 children, but this would be 4. Do you want any help? It's a person's name.
Raincoats? No.
No. Let's hear it for the boy. Denise Williams.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that one. Then.
Okay. Let's give you some mojo. 3 more on the way out. Who did Dancing in the Dark?
Bruce, the boss. Springsteen.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Cyndi Lauper.
The Reflex.
The Reflex. Duran Duran.
Jump for My Love. Jump.
For my love. Pointer Sisters?
Yeah, Self-Control.
Yeah, baby. Oh, Self-Control is the name of the song?
Yeah, we did this last episode. There's 2 of them. Self-Control. Laura?
Brannigan?
Yeah.
Why do you keep bringing up Laura Branigan? Did you crush on her or something?
She's early crush.
Did she make you feel funny? Like, Prince made a lot of people feel funny?
Somebody's watching me.
Oh, dude, Rockwell. I always feel like... With special guest vocals by Michael Jackson, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So, what a great time.
Dude, when I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair.
Yeah, okay. Break My Stride. You're not going to know this. There's no way.
Ain't gonna slow me down. No.
Yeah, it's a person's name. There's no way you know. Matthew Wilder. All right. 2 more or 3 more.
Dude, you keep saying 3 more.
99.
Loose balloons.
Oh, fuck you. Okay, I think we just stop right there. Oh, wait. Sunglasses at Night.
Corey Hart.
Oh, it's so good. Eyes Without a Face.
Billy Idol.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't. You're. Okay, last one. Literally, Love Is a Battlefield.
Dude, come on. Tap that in the car.
Okay, Steve Nelson wins episode 1984.
Thanks for tuning in to the New Dad Rock. We appreciate you listeners that Keith has a message for us.
We can't wait to talk to you all soon. Take care. Stay safe. We love you all.